watching both these teams, Vicky, we've seen them both. What do you think is going to be the key to success for both?
I feel like not only those slight adjustments we're talking about from Nightmare, because I feel like this is going to definitely be harder for Nightmare.
Okay.
Shroud X being the more consistent
Shroud
team, especially
X,
with that
chat.
insane
This
series
should
they
be.
had versus Nemesis.
This should be a
that
really.
even put them in the lower bracket.
This should be a really good one.
But some players, specifically on my mind when I was watching them, Fidel was the one.
This should be a really good game. I appreciate it, Stu. This should be a really good game here, chat.
On the Luna Snow, one of the games that we saw Impunity too as well, putting in a good
Chloro,
amount of space when they were on the group a few times. But
this is going to be a good game though, chat. This is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, we talked about it in a show we had off air of our players of the week. I had Impunity as my player of the week. An absolute crazy job on Strange, but also Vision was popping off as Hella. We said we didn't see a lot of Hella play this tournament here at Ignite. Well, we definitely did from Vision. Their 1-2 combo with Doomed is just something to see.
Yeah, the only thing
is
I'm
it going to be a good game? Oh, this is going to be a good game.
And Dogman on Arako was a really big miss on that mag ult. Learning from their mistakes here. Just
I think we played with that guy, Fidel. I think we played with him. And Nuck.
For map number 1. But learning from those mistakes just so that
Vision and Dongman as well. I think we played with and Doomed. We played with a lot of these guys actually before, chat.
For that fight and did insane on that map. We're seeing kind of a page out of Hydron's book as well there. And so both these teams have the talent to win individually for sure. Can they put it all together? We're going to have to find out in just a moment here. But the entire team doesn't have a weak link, and that's what you love to see if you're Shroud X. And we're seeing it with these clips. This is that Adam pick.
You know, it's funny that we see a lot of these Hella clips, but we actually have not seen Hella be played at all today.
So it's good. So many good moments.
Oh, look at this. Okay, we have
first week as we get to take out the look
at Hydron. Aurora, I feel like I've seen that name as well.
We talked about Hydron just a little bit here too, but just being able to find out where you need more help in terms of what position you want to play on the team.
Arc Trooper, pretty much have 2 months.
So Juker is a fan favorite too. I know people love Juker. He was going off on Human
I did not see a Hella today at all.
That he can do not only a little Adam Warlock in the triple res, but also turn up the heat with the torch, and definitely has been great for this team, alongside Hydron.
Wait, Hydron went from being a DPS player in Overwatch to being a tank player in Marvel Rivals? Really?
That we're probably going to be seeing here. I'm thinking Sleep A being on that Mantis too. Nightmare have a lot they could take out here. Aurora having their own pop-off moments too on the Magneto, and then this is the Juker clip that you were also highlighting being on that torch.
Yeah, Aurora and Hydron, their Vanguard numbers were absolute insane. Yes, whenever they played last, looking at
Juker is lethal,
stats, but also
lethal from Overwatch as well.
There on the field, as we're seeing.
Hey, appreciate Captain Spanky. Appreciate you being here.
Augmotos were absolute perfect on point. If you're looking for some insane Augos, you're about to get it.
Oh, I can't wait to see how that's going to play out together as like a wombo combo perhaps here for Nightmare. But it also depends on what we're going to be seeing in terms of the bans, that first map 2 really influencing what these teams want to play first.
Yeah, and listen, Shroud X, some of the story, the chatter, if you will, the guess.
His first post on Twitter is GG on Thanos on Strange.
But they can't win the big ones, right? And this is a pretty big one to advance to what would be a clutch spot in the lower bracket to punch in your spot for the playoffs. I know they want it. I know Shroud wants it for sure too. For his team, Shroud is still a sub.
Is Shroud watching his team play?
Right now, we've got our matchup: Shroud X versus Nightmare.
So are you saying that each team has separate protects and bans? Yes. So in they have new ban system. Each team is banning what the other team can't play. But the other team is also banning what the other team also can't play. So the bans are always going to be different. Even if my team bans Luna, that means you can't play Luna, but I can still play Luna. And also, you're saving for your team. No, he's playing Doom locked in. He's not even supporting his team right now.
Wondering maybe one of the strategy. Oh, it's gonna be the
Damn, bro.
Magneto obviously coming out.
He's paying these guys, but he's not watching them. That's fucked up.
Considering that they won't be able to have Emma Frost. Same thing from the other side here. Loki's gonna be that next ban though. Looking at Nightmare.
Yeah, Loki's always good to get rid of. I know Nuck has played a great Loki, as well as both Fidel and him can play a mean Loki. But I like that they did shut down the mag. Aurora did a great job, but Aurora also played Emma, so they can do both too. They don't need one or the other, and so you're gonna get one of those two with this new system.
Oh, you know that once the Emma is active too, you have to consider the mental projection that we've already seen within 3 series. Are you going to
stream all night so I can AFK while I'm asleep?
Torch is going to be the next
I've been streaming for 10 hours almost, man. I don't I don't know about all
Juker
night.
fans are in shambles. They wanted their Juker playing Human Torch. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but maybe we'll get it on the next map. We do have Wolf being banned. Doom plays a disgusting Wolverine, so that's obviously a bit of a target there. Vision can play him as well.
Does your VOD channel have drops?
Definitely see a little bit of
I
target
don't think
banning
so,
going
no.
on right now. These teams have done their homework.
All right, this is what to expect going into the second week. Everybody's played their matches respectfully. What to see and what to study here is the Invisible Woman. It is the third ban for Red Team.
Yeah, Micah's going to be playing Cloak. We've seen that now time after time. Great Cloak and Dagger player and very solid at what they do. Invisible Woman getting banned and they save themselves for Cloak, which once again we saw Fidel play Cloak and just completely pop off.
You get an Eternal Bond. You get an Eternal Bond. Everyone will be safe in the Eternal Bond. That is to say, the team, though, that is able to rock the Magneto looking at Shroud X will be able to have a little bit more of that tip of aggression when it comes to these meteors against the Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, no Juker Nova for now, but he did play a pretty mean Adam Warlock, and I think Shroud X knew they were going to go up against a res comp. Funny enough, history finds a way to repeat itself. Nemesis played the res comp against them in the first Dom, and they had to eliminate them twice. Again, they get that free revive, Adam, Mantis, and Star-Lord, and so it's kind of the same story they saw up in the upper bracket.
Luckily for them, though, they have gotten a good amount of practice against that res comp, seeing how that's going to play out. First map, of course, starts off on Domination 2, as once again, we are making our way to Krakoa to start off our last series of the day.
Absolutely. Again, first map always Dom. Second map is Loser's Choice as we enjoy the sunset here on the final match of today. Looking just at the fireworks that are going to be for one of these teams or the other. You go home.
It's going to be me in chat watching the fireworks on 4th of July.
The show's about to start.
Getting his little buddy out here to witness the fireworks, the performance that's already about to be put onto your screens here. It's been a fantastic day of matches. Nightmare versus Shroud X to end the day here.
Yeah, W to all the observers and spectators. Just a shout out to them. Great job behind the scenes as we start things off. Hydron on that Strange. He's excited. He's bringing the fight to them with that triple res comp. Here comes the action.
Opening things before letting everyone jump through, before looking behind them here.
Damn, I don't know. He was trying to get that guy, but he missed.
Yeah, and if you play Groot, I want you to watch Impunity. I'm telling you guys, this man is a lethal tree. It just completely dominates damage, matches what those of Duelists can pump out. Now, we do have Vision here on the turret. Right away, sees the Vision to get the E-Limbs to open up that point. Can they open and get a strong start? Again, they do.
I see a lot of people with this skin. I still don't like this skin.
And they dealt with the turret at the very least here, and also understanding what they need to do to cycle through those ultimates once they have to deal with the second wave of
this is gonna be a good game,
shenanigans.
Nightmare just kind of caught away here. Aurora putting in the damage.
That's weird. I don't see Hydron in a lot of my games, though.
Have to worry about it as C4 was already first picked.
I'm surprised he went from Overwatch to this game.
MVP player that we keep highlighting here just keeps putting in the pressure here for Shroud X.
We're seeing right here, Vision's getting those picks, but then they revive, and then Juker did get the elimination to trade. Doom, though, is going to take out Juker. Juker revives, but it's Shroud X doing what they did last time against Nemesis on Dom. They're able
to Shroud X not giving him the point and actually taking it.
From Hydron, and he's able to kind of change it up a bit, but
wait, they couldn't finish the fight, chat. Never mind. They couldn't finish the fight.
Awful that there too. They immediately try to retake the point. Nightmare single-handedly off that combo, off the contest here from Hydron, allows him to take that point first.
Hydron has put out some of the craziest magic we've seen. In magic, I mean through Doctor Strange and the Agamottos that he's pumped out. I gotta say the entire Vicious cast gotta be proud of him at that point, because that fight was about to be lost, and he was able to flip that insane job. We do have Final Judgment, though, with the entanglement.
I mean, to be honest with you, chat,
Groot,
I love Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is by far one of my favorite characters in Tank.
Get ready here.
That was a big ult too.
The prison and the psionic
that was a big ult
right afterwards, but with nothing to help them out here. Juker's trying to hide in the corner with the res. It's found 3. They're half health here too, but they try to
big res, but didn't really do anything with it.
A little bit. This gives more time to Shroud X just to keep their feet here on the point, but now they have to worry about the legendary.
Yeah, good res there, keeping everybody alive.
Nice shots by Vision on that ult.
From the legendary to counter that completely.
This is by far going to be the best game today, chat. Did I say that yet? I think this is going to be the best game today.
The final hits and putting the period. That is the statement of capping that point. Great job there from Shroud X.
And that was with them shutting down the legendary attempt from Nightmare. Great way to just reposition themselves before they were able to retake the point and holding this more forward position here thanks to that group.
I think Strange is more consistent, but Mag is a very good tank right now.
And the deadliest.
That's why he's actually consistently banned.
Can't even get mad, not even a little bit, before Impunity just starts putting on an onslaught of damage with these group walls. So then you can get just a little bit mad. Your Fidel does have that invisible boundary, taking in a lot of damage here. It's going to start things off with Micah going to be able to use that Eternal Bond.
Look for the Agamotto. Hydron's about to have it yet again. It's online, ready to go. The pressure's on. The Terror Cape is out. And
Hydron is actually doing it.
Once again.
Oh, and then the
wait, he might actually be a good Strange.
Then looks at the rest of his team wondering, where did everyone go?
Yo, good shit, Nova. Good shit.
Question. Shout X, then get deleted to another reset.
That was a big one, bro. That was a big one.
Absolute beauty. I mean, even with ults firing away Hydron, I mean, he is known as the duelist, the lethal duelist, but it doesn't matter. He's playing such an elite Strange. And look at Aurora as well, just double Vanguard madness. And Vision doing a great job there. Down below for Shroud X, 55%, 67%. This is anybody's map, Vicky.
Now trying to retake here, having that Strangling Prison available, looking at Impunity as he opens up with that, finds two immediately in it, and then the wobble column from Vision. So
I actually really like that.
Judgment does find Hydron. The problem here, as Nightmare forces
I actually like that combo. Groot ult, and then you also, what do you call it, Punisher ult into that. Everyone's not moving. You basically do all that damage, and the rockets are doing splash, I'm pretty sure.
I'm impressed with that job. But the portal coming right away from Hydron. He wants more of this heat, this action. He's halfway to the Agamotto, just in case you're checking. We should have an Agamotto lower thirds, keeping track of that at all times as they jump into the point.
That's a good portal.
Oh, and then immediately also jump Nook and Fidel here.
Nice. That was a good portal.
A pair of dominoes. Nightmare now just slowly move forward, and they look like they're just splitting the attention from Shroud and also just trying to force them to reposition and isolate them.
I mean, that was a perfect example. Sleep got eliminated, rezzed, and then eliminated, doomed. Like, it's just so hard to contest with triple res and the constant crazy chaos that you have to unfold. You have to play near perfect, especially in Domination, to get the job done. 82, 83%. They have to lock in. We've got a lot of ults to res. Look for Juker. Can he hide? Can he get it off? That's going to be the big point of the fight.
Just wait for it, taking away. You got less than 9 seconds now, and Nightmare's got everything in the bank for them. The Psionic Seduction is the first, though, forced out here. Shroud X, though, just holding these different corners, and now Nook using the Eternal
Another ult, bro.
The Agamotto. Sleepy then follows up. Micah finds that pick onto Dogman here. Nightmare having the body advantage.
Chat. I think Nightmare wins this, actually. Yep.
Picking up where he left off. I mean, you heard of Doctor Strange. This is Doctor Straight Up Diff. Incredible job.
You heard of Doctor Strange, but this is a straight up Doctor Diff.
Hey, by the way, I saw that Mantis popping up on that KO feed, literally clocking heads out here, too. Beautiful flow from Nightmare for that first round.
Yeah, no AI needed from Sleep there. Putting people to sleep himself.
Wait, is Hydron the guy who I'm thinking of? The guy that plays Valorant? He was an Overwatch player. I don't know.
Lights out.
I don't know if
with that MVP
he was playing Valorant.
Map 1. If you're Shroud X here, I think you played well. You have to play perfect.
Hydron actually has the most damage on his team. That's crazy.
Yeah, you have to be ready on where they're going to be able to come right back in, so that way you can at least put in more.
Oh, we're seeing Hella, though. This is interesting, chat. We're actually about to see Hella.
That with the Emma Frost, it's enough CC to just force them to trickle and essentially in that congestion spot.
Hydron. Yeah, that's actually that's a nail on the head right there. Or whatever the fucking saying is. Hydron has a massive ego.
Who want it so badly. The doors are about to.
But he's a funny guy. Sometimes
we'll see what's about to happen. Or map number 2, and again, they're gonna just have to have laser focus on Juker at all times. Juker's got that res, can keep the fight alive. But Shroud X has plenty in the tank here with the invisible boundary into the Meteor M.
Good point here. Though having that invisible boundary, though, maybe the key in just trying to retake this point.
Equally skilled, who would you rather have, a Hella or a Hawkeye on your team?
We'll be able to come right back with the res comp. Impunity putting in onslaught of damage here, and Dogman also does have that meteor ready
Hella,
to go. Just looking to see where Nightmare is going to do here.
Yeah, C4 already used his ult, so he doesn't have to save it for the defense if he doesn't want to. 29% now for C4.
Oh, hit.
Though, with that entanglement,
if you get a lot, I was about to say, if you get a lot of kills, you could Groot ult that shit.
But off that res there too, Sleepy just comes right back.
But they're all res. What, Hydron and Hydron was a res though.
It took everything from Shroud X just to put in the damage before they were able to come right back together. But the Psionic Seduction still allows them to keep contesting on this point versus Shroud.
Insane ultimate from Impunity there, getting everybody together and Doom to finish.
Bro, he's playing Ring Around the Rosie with the group. That Adam Warlock was literally playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Relentlessly here on the point. Shroud X trying to take it now. We've got the portal out for C4th, and there it is. Impunity though finishing it off and trying to get this point for themselves.
That was a whole first. No one capped that point the whole time, chat.
Just to be met with Vision once again.
Yeah, and a lot of momentum here for Shroud X. They could set up. Vision plays a lot better when they're not trying to get the point, but he could set up and get in these off angles. Maybe hide behind a tree stump. But great job from Impunity, not only getting that team fight win, but now he's charged up back to 60%, ready to go. We have Legendary online, and Dogman does not have the defensive ult. That's going to be huge.
Well, that's a good point here, too. Also looking on the other side, Vision having that Goddess of Death to see Hydron here, who's got the Eye of Agamotto, looking to try to get into position now as Doom activates Omega Hurricane. Legendary now comes in to just retaliate. Rora's going to be able to find Impunity. It's a trade-off off of Sleepy, though, who will go down without taking advantage of the Soul Resurgence that could have come up that fight.
Ooh, it's a trade of strategists. If you're a strategist, man, you're feeling bad for these people out here. Both strategists going down, but guess what, Vicky? One has the res. They can revive from the passive. The other cannot. C4, great job with that Legendary, and Juker grabs.
And Juker been in a good position.
I actually really do like Nightmare's team comp, though.
As well after getting everybody
Nightmare's team comp is really nice, but Shroud X's team is playing fucking lights out right now.
Threshold looking at Shroud.
Look at these shots. I mean, Juker. I get why Juker Nation is thriving and alive out there. Hydron, though, ready to go. He is ready to get that Agamotto. He's thirsty. We know he's feeling it. Ready to pop the eye. Will he right here to open up the fight? C4 almost going down to initiate things.
Well, you can tell from a mile away when the Doctor Strange is hungry for it. They usually come from the skies, but backing away, though, realizing not the situation for it, at least just yet. C4, he comes back again and again. It's a zombie comp, I like to see it. And now with the Cloak and Dagger Eternal Bond, the Magneto.
I don't usually watch you on Twitch, usually YouTube. How you doing, brother? What's up, Jack? I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? Welcome. Hey, Twitch has mostly drops though, so Twitch is popping.
Yeah, he's been 3 for 3 on Agamotto so far. Finally, one does not get the full connection that they wanted there. Great job from Nuck trying to keep everybody alive with the internal bomb, but they don't need it. Juker's got just the scepter, and he's going to get the E-limbs on the neutral there. Great job. Now, they have what they need to hold things off here, too. Nightmare's got the res. They've got the ammo as well, and C4 about to get that Legendary once again, and Dogman only have 40% to counter it. This could be it, honestly, for this map for Shroud X.
Looking at the way that Doom's about to get this Omega Hurricane too, how are you going to be able to burst to this when C4 has the answer as well with that Legendary? Sleepy's about to get that Soul Resurgence here too. Taking away now, you're at 84, 85% and counting, and Impunity is the first one to make the move with these Brute Walls.
Here comes Legendary. They're doing it again at the same time. We just saw this Omega Hurricane into Legendary. Takes out Vision first. That's the key DPS who didn't get to use. Oh my goodness, this could be the bit of the map here. If he's able to get another Elim, Hydron capitalizing on
If Nightmare gets another kill, bro, it's GG's.
GG's, chat. Just trying to stay alive, Vicky. Just trying to stay alive in that close
Also,
bubble.
how do you get bored without getting
ticking
bored?
away, though, trying to stay alive, maybe
playing the character and you enjoy it, man, and you have fun. Yep, wow. Nightmare takes the first map. Something that I...
Surprise! It's the eye, and I
something that I didn't think that was going to happen. Nightmare actually takes the first map. Hey, can Shroud bounce back, though? Can Team Shroud bounce back and take first
it just wasn't going their way, and they've looked completely different.
We've seen it last game
in the lower bracket home.
We've seen it last game, chat,
honestly,
with
great, phenomenal job
with Ego Death versus Shikigami.
Triple res just too tough to work with.
It's hard, and I also feel like Nightmare and the changes that they've made, that I love that you keep highlighting, is the perfect example of how good Marvel Rivals is when it comes to not having roll-locks and allowing people to thrive in other different positionings. Like, I feel like the first iteration that we saw in Nightmare, we had like Pancake out there on Vanguard. We made swaps. Now Hydron being able to play that flex role, playing that Vanguard, enabling Aurora. Juker too went from being that torch, that crazy torch, to being able to adapt and being on that Adam Warlock here. A lot could be said here. Even C4 being on that Star-Lord to enable that res comp, but it's crazy.
What do you think of Magic Tree, the Magic player?
From every single player
I
of the Vanguard
wish I
on
could
that
tell
map.
you who
Just great damage, insane final hits.
I'm sorry.
Shroud X played well too. It's not like they played awful. It's just the ults were just not met with the same vision. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm so bad with names, bro. I could have played with that guy 5 minutes ago and not know who he is. Twice. But Hydron just lethal eyes. And, you know, I don't think they'll do the Strange ban, but who knows? After that performance, it would look a lot different if Hydron was not on Strange.
Wait, that's actually not a bad idea, considering like that's what we've seen.
If you were rich like Shroud, would you want your own, would you have your own Marvel Rivals team?
Being on that Doctor Strange has made a difference here too, but it also has,
you know, to be honest with you,
to take a look. You mentioned Shroud X, you know, putting that damage out, but Vision and Impunity were doing a fantastic job. But it's the timing of those ultimates.
I think
in
Shroud,
comp, it expends so much if you're on the other side of Shroud X that it could be hard to have enough for the end.
I think having your own esports team as a content creator is good, because if you don't know who Shroud is and you look at Shroud X, then you're gonna be like, oh wow, look, this content creator has a team, and like I think it furthers his brand and it furthers his exposure, which I think is good. But at the same time, in the long run, esports is not cheap, and it's very, 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 very expensive. Who knows? Let's just say there's 6 players on the team. Let's say you're paying them, hypothetically, you're paying them $2,000 a month. Let's just say $2,000 a month. 2 times 6, that's 12,000. Plus, let's say they have a coach and an analyst, that's an extra 4,000. So what is that? 12 plus 4. You're paying $16,000 right there a month.
They still have that momentum. They still are they're still pushing on. Is crazy to say.
So I mean, he bought them all new PCs. Like that's fucking crazy, chat. A good, let's just say a good PC is like 8,000. 8 times 6, bro. You're spending money, bro.
So crazy stuff to have.
I don't got what Shroud has. And remember, Shroud, I think it was Shroud as well. Shroud got signed to Mixer on like a $10 million or $20 million deal for 3 years, and then Mixer died in 6 months, and they had to pay that out in 6 months. Bro. Yeah, $8,000. Chat, do you guys know how much... dude, 5090s just came out, and that shit's worth $2,000 right now if you wanted to buy a computer. You should have gone in that Mixer bag. Bro, I'm not Shroud, chat. Yeah, bro, listen. We have 4 minutes right here. Let's just hypothetically do something here. Let's go here. Let's just say Origin PC. Let's just say you want to go build a computer, chat. Let's just go do this real quick. It's like 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes. Let's say you go here, you go to gaming PCs, let's say custom PC builder. Let's say elite gaming desktop, premium, elite. You know what? Let's just say customize this one. Let's say, which one's more expensive? Let's go with this one, chat. Let's go here. Let's go there. I don't know, let's go here. Oh, no, let's go here, chat. This is gonna be a good one, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about all that? Who cares about all that? Bundle and save, no one cares. Let's go AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D. Fuck it, let's get it. Most expensive, bang. Motherboard, let's go with the most expensive motherboard. Plus $515, bang. Memory. $20 extra. Oh, let's go to 64. Bless you. 64 gigs of RAM for a plus 119. Bang. Cooling. $52 extra dollars. Bang. Graphics card. Oh my god, I want the new fucking RTX 5090 32 gig plus $2,900. Bang. Operating system. Let's go with Windows 11. Bang. Oh my god, what kind of system drive should we do, chat? Fuck it, let's go with an 8 terabyte fucking thing for all our prawn. Another storage, let's go another 8 terabytes. Power supply, let's go with that one. Fuck it, you know what? Let's throw in a capture card in there. Okay, how much is that computer? That computer is $8,700. With there's a discount, so you get this is a $8,000 computer right here, chat. Okay, let's tone it back. Okay, let's tone it back. Let's just say add-on cards. You don't need the capture card. Storage device. Let's say you just go with 2 terabytes. Bang, 2 terabytes. Operating system, 2 terabytes. That's still $7,000. $7,000, chat. Still. Oh wait, take that off. 6,500. Plus shipping and taxes and everything, $7,000. This is for like the top of the line computer right now, though. Most of all your money is going into the graphics card. The graphics card, look, let's just say you wanna, let's just go down to like a, oh wow, they don't have anything. Let's say 5060 Ti. That's $4,000, chat. But look, listen, right there, that's where all your money is going. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090 32 gigabytes. It's almost $3,000 for that graphics card. Which is crazy. No, it's not sponsored. I just clicked on the most random thing and tried to, what do you call it? I tried to see how much like a new computer would be.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to potentially the last match of today. We just
What do you mean potentially
Shroud
the last match of the night? This is the last match of the day, right?
Nightmare at the hands of the Agamotto and Hydron himself.
Why don't I buy it? Because, chat, I already have a computer.
Seems like we got to see an Adam ban.
And my computer is fine.
The same thing happened last time. Triple Res got to be shut down.
Dude, triple res could be so hard to get around. And
oh, by the way, some 0253 appreciate the massive 12 months, my friend. I appreciate that.
Appreciate that we're currently seeing from the Nightmare roster and how the way that they've been able to approach this, and the bands too. Like Aurora
it's 1-0, yes,
up as well. Like everybody on Nightmare were great, and I would also say even on Shroud X there was a lot of great numbers being put out, especially by Impunity.
Yeah, Mike over here, Cloak and Dagger. This was no joke and stagger here. I mean, Micah played perfect for the team to keep everybody up. And the anchor that you need, even with triple res, you know, because you have obviously Juker is focused on the DPS a little bit, right?
It's the best of 3, Jay.
Crazy damage off, and same as Mantis can do the best of both. So Micah just holding down the fort very well here.
I thought that he meant there was like another match after this. That's like that's not announced. I don't even know.
Eliminations to boot.
Yeah, the fact that Micah being able to still have like 7.5k damage or so, and then Juker with 7.8k damage as Adam really highlights that Micah was literally splitting their attention with the support, having to be that main anchor heal, as well as being able to put down the damage.
I can see it now. Shroud's in his stream room, and he's just like dialing on the phone. He's like, yeah, okay, how much does Juker cost? I want him on the team after this now. Let's sign this guy. Let's get him. Let's get the hype going. No, I think Shroud X, they have what it takes. This is fine. They've been here before, but right now, even though momentum is on ego death, it's with them at the moment. Nightmare.
You know, and then you look at Nightmare, the way that Hydron's been playing on this Doctor Strange, it's been fresh. The Agamottos have been great too. The way that the positioning that Nightmare is also playing with C4, being on that Star-Lord has just helped enable them in re-engaging around this res comp. I'm wondering, you know, with just the ban on res comp in general, we're probably gonna see that Adam ban, seeing what they're gonna bring out instead. Or do you,
to be honest with you, I'm actually,
I feel like no, not a waste, but then you have to consider the Doctor Strange being a problem from Hydron. And
Vicky, a person like Vicky,
yeah,
is crazy because
a map that
she has to know so much. Like all these casters, but I'm like these are only 2 in front of me. I don't know what other games Cozy cast, but Vicky has to remember everything with like Marvel Rivals, has to remember everything with Apex, has to remember everything with Valorant, Overwatch,
they knew triple res
Smash Bros.
Gonna happen like they did with Nemesis.
That's crazy, bro.
They were up to the task, but on Dom, especially Dom,
I could barely remember everything in Overwatch.
Other game modes are a bit more lenient towards triple res.
Okay, seeing how that's going to play out there too. And then also highlighting the other side. Like, Impunity was putting in not only mad damage, he was getting like 10 final hits by the end of that too. He blocked like 41,000 damage output with the onslaught of damage that we also currently saw being put out by Nightmare.
Casting is not an easy job, chat.
Going in and
Casting is fucking hard.
Was there with those Groot walls, but it could be so hard.
Yeah, he plays Groot at such an efficient level, and obviously, you know, it's kind of lost with that loss.
What's up, Bald?
But he played perfect. His stats were great. His ults were on time. It was just not enough for Juker and the Res team over there getting the job done. But the job's not finished. They can move on, make this thing 1-1. We just saw it happen with Ego Death, and again, Shroud X, they get to pick the map. They get to pick the side, so they've got, you know, kind of home court advantage to make this thing tied up. But if I'm Nightmare, I'm not changing anything.
Whoa, especially when you have to interview a bunch of socially awkward gamers. Whoa, I'm a gamer. Am I socially awkward, chat?
Again, if you get the Emma, if you get the Doctor Strange in there together, Aurora was also putting on a performance. Could also be difficult.
What's up, Pete? Appreciate it, my friend.
Depending on the Vanguard that you want to like actually put up in the matchup against Emma Frost, it's hard. Then you got to deal with getting choke slammed over against the wall and then work around everything else. Especially if you're yourself like playing Groot, if you're Impunity in that case.
He's talking pro gamers. Hey, I'm a pro gamer.
So now getting set up, we got game number 2 on the horizon.
We've actually seen you in interviews.
The last match of Ignite today. It certainly has.
Oh my god, my interview with Emily was actually cool. I was nervous, bro.
Cool way as we see.
Do you spend most of your day inside a room with people on the internet? Yes.
Such a fun one to see. They can't let Juker play Torch on this map. There's no.
To be honest with you, if you guys ever see me in person, I am very like
we're gonna see.
I'm very.
Juker Nova really.
I don't talk to people unless they come up to me. But if you come up to me and be friendly with me, I can talk. I can talk your ear off for days.
Those tighter corridors really allowed her to shine.
Yeah, Emily when she interviewed me, she had my knees shaking, chat. Like I was buckling, bro.
Aurora not going to be able to play that Emma who
if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Emily interviewed me, chat, for the first time ever, and I'd never seen her before we started dating, and she basically asked me, since your name is Jay3, what happened to J1 and 2? And I didn't know how to fucking answer that, so I said I ate them in the womb. Do you know how cringe you have to be to think of that?
You could try to get away with it a little bit at the very beginning here, depending on what side.
Bro,
specifically if you're on that defense side for making some swaps here. Also having those teleporters around Racco just make it so fun to play off of repositioning. But we do see the cloak and dagger ban as well as the Wolverine from the other side.
I felt so embarrassed after that.
And here's the thing: the Wolverine ban is so good because of what Hydron's able to do with Doctor Strange. You get rid of Wolf, you get rid of a lot of the worry, especially in the hands of Doomed, and how good he is at the hero. So getting rid of that is just the perfect counter for them. They got the Luna save as well, massive. And there it is. We've got Mantis at least getting out of the show to help shut down a little bit of that triple res.
Okay, all right. Especially with the damage output that we also saw from Mantis. We didn't highlight Sleepy's stats, but 11.5k damage output on the Mantis is to be expected, of course, how aggressive that you could play that hero, and looking to save the cloak and dagger as well from Shroud X side.
We just highlighted Micah, and Micah's not going to be able to play Cloak and Dagger this time around as we got our final bans. And Punisher also being banned, which is kind of big, but Vision does like plenty of other DPS. So Vision could go with a number of duelists, but Hella is what I expect here.
Yeah, but
Chad, these are the bans for this game.
The torch to come out on
the Emma save from one team and the Cloak and Dagger save from the other team, but both teams save
to do some Juker things.
Magneto.
Yeah, and that was probably the big decision for them. You know, what are they going to do here? They're going to get the Cloak and Dagger ban. A lot
they
of
were my
respect shown there because that could have been
my quest for domination.
Ban,
oh my god, yeah, that can't
they know what they're going to bring, and we got the fly show here to show plenty of air action as we have Juker on Torch, who got them to the spot they are today. But I would say Vision can play just about anybody. Incredible flex hero and duelist, and so we're going to see.
GG's chat. Did you hear me talking about your interview on me?
Torch on Torch.
I love how you highlight
I was
that,
telling chat that you interviewed me and you asked what happened to J1 and 2, and I said I hate them.
We just saw too. Torch as they were hovering right over it too. So having that flexibility also helping out Shroud X in this equation as we take a look at how we're going to get started.
Wrestle for $50?
Both teams ready up, and Doomed and how he plays on Psylocke is going to be one of the key things to watch here for the difference maker. Can he get behind that back line? Can he cause nightmares like we saw with Ego Death and create a nightmare for Nightmare? Here we go. Nightmare versus Shroud X, and Vision is in the sky.
I feel like I'm living in a paradox, or is it going to be the sleep paralysis demon here for Nightmare with the way that they've been playing around Shroud X?
Ask her what her initial thought to it is.
A good amount of pressure going here.
What did you think about my interview?
By the bridge side, but they're trying to prevent Nightmare from setting up on this high ground once you get around the next corner.
Chat wants to know.
A lot of pressure and control of the high ground and establishing the air. Space is all important in Warren here in Marvel Rivals as Aura now trying to get that poke damage and keep the team back. I love the use of the portals here. This is one of the best maps to do so. Hydron though. Now backing up, got the mag skills ready, and these ults are already charging up fast. We're about to get right to our first huge ult fight.
The fact that you can just get to that slight high ground thanks to that portal
she said she felt a spark.
Loves it to reposition nicely, but then looking around, because of my eyes, that's here followed up between Vision and Doomed. Seaforth is the first to go out from Nightmare.
Was like, is this guy a fucking
that silent pick on an Ultron is massive there. Insanely good job from there, and Juka though doing what he does best, getting rid of Doomed in return. We do have the Invisible Boundary coming up with the Gruul. Impunity, can they get the finish? And Vision and Dogman do just
because
that.
I was nice and I'm very self-aware.
Just amount of damage coming out together. Shroud X trying to ride off this momentum, shake off what happened in the first map.
Yeah, I speak Groot here. It's coming in now live. He said, I am Groot, or your entire team is deleted.
Oh,
is that the nice way for him to say it?
Yeah, he always has manners behind it.
So what is it, like silent but deadly? I feel like just the Groot with not so many words not needed to be said here, especially with the way that Impunity plays him.
Silent but deadly is amazing. I want like a bow tie Groot skin, like the polite Groot. All right,
silent
we've
but
got
deadly.
Vision up in the sky.
Hey, Emily calls me that too.
Look at the ults on both teams. The economy for Nightmare, they're ready to rock as point one went fast.
Micah, I got all eyes right here on that fate of both worlds to determine how they want to be able to counter the Supernova here from Vision. Doomed, of course, looking for an opportunity to go into that back line. Into the Butterfly's ready to go, but the Supernova is going to be activated from both ends at the same time. The Meteor now coming in to find
the shock from her burst.
The fire tornado.
The shock was from her taser and her burst going off because she was getting ready. Can you imagine that during the interview? Hey, J3, how do you think about your match today? Well, to be honest with you,
there was nothing done across the board. They Dogman again trying to get that ultimate in the sky for that meteor in, but it did miss. The torch narrowly getting away as Doom also not connecting. There's so much happening in terms of ult with none of them.
Damn, that was a big fucking ult by that Groot, bro. I'm actually really surprised they're not doing anything to kill the Groot. Like, you know they're playing Groot. They've been playing Groot every single game. Why aren't you banning that? Or playing Wolverine or doing something.
Groot does not talk much, but his
Bucky
ult speaks volumes, Vicky. Fantastic job there from Impunity.
It's very deep. I could understand everything. It's almost like a therapy session out here once I hear the I am Groot. I just understand how Impunity is trying to approach this, just wrapping around with the rest of Shroud X. Just going to be able to try to cross the distance by the bridge and try to prevent Nightmare from trying to set up here.
They got a full day on the clock here, too. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. They're pushing through the third point now to the third point. I mean,
Nightmare's actually rolling right now. Oh, sorry, that's not Nightmare. Shroud is actually... No, it is Nightmare. Nightmare's rolling right now.
But we saw this with Nemesis, too, and how they performed. Now they got to seal the deal.
I love the angle from Dogman, by the way. Just playing off the lip out of the line of sight of Nightmare, but still providing more pressure there before they're forced to drop down. And Shroud X are just trying to get through the car wash at this point. Playing off the low ground here as Aurora does have that meteor available. Hydron's got the Eye of Agamotto, maybe trying to set up, coming in from the high ground here. As Shroud, though, are going to be able to answer back with the Eternal Bond just to allow them to stay alive right through the Invisible Boundary. And here comes the Eye of Agamotto, going to be able to find 3. Vision the first to go down. Dogman meets him back in the spawn. Impunity then has a deal from the other side here, too. And Nightmare just able to re-stabilize.
Okay, that was a big fight. That was a big fight. Nightmare needed to win that game. They were getting snowballed so bad. Shroud still has 4 minutes on the clock though. That's really good. And they have 5 ults.
I draw and do what he does best. Love Groot though on this map. I think it really creates so much space that you need, especially with all the air chaos with torches.
Especially right here, too, when you have to play off that slight low ground, you need to force this team
when I play Groot, I'm instantly countered, but in $1 million tournament, no.
They got some ultimates here. Impunity also has that strangling prison ready to unleash.
Do you think playing a character's counter matters more in pro games?
At this point, I mean, also having that supernova.
I feel like you have to play very consistent characters.
What's about to happen is they drop down from the low ground. Love that play. C4 though going up in the sky. Goddess of Death throwing those crows down. We saw this kind of cycle in the last match as they go into that cavern of protection, if you will. Vicky,
I feel like
and no one getting eliminated. Great
because we saw it last game.
Literally the car wash there. Just gonna take their time.
I feel like if you're playing to counter one person, it could go really bad. Like sure, you're taking that one person out of the fight or one person out of the game, but at the same time, you're sacrificing one whole person to get that person out. So, I mean, I don't know. That's a big Groot ult though.
Here comes a strangling prison, the Eye of Agamotto, but it's like a shish kebab with the way that Nightmare is fallen.
Every single ult's on the screen at once. If you know what's happening, you're lying. It's a whole color show as we've got Coachella with the Luna Snows behind, the tornadoes in the sky, and Vision now trying to make way. Get the picks needed. Nuck, though, getting a one, not one, but two. And that could do it. They get the
wow, that was good. Shroud X team with 2 minutes on the fucking clock. That's massive.
They had to let Nightmare know that last map, no res comp here. All right, well now they'll be able to lock in.
Yeah, that was insane at the end there. I don't know how anyone. That was like a Marvel movies climax, right? At the very end of Infinity War showcase before our very eyes. If I'm Shroud X. We just saw this with Ego, but if I'm them, I'm like, all right, well, that's the wake-up call we needed. And to be honest, Vicky, they were doing great on Domination, but they had to win twice, right? And that was just obviously not going to happen.
It was really hard. Again, when you have to just deal with literally zombies coming at you in waves, having to work around that now and making those adjustments, I just feel like we saw such great follow.
Okay, what's going on here? Hold up. Before this match starts, chat. Hold up. Oh, wait. Let's look at the stats real quick. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Nightmare is getting rolled right now. They have only 6 final hits that whole round. Okay, what's going on right here? Let me look at Feneku's logs.
But honestly, a huge hero here is Doomed. Doom got some clutch eliminations there with Silent.
I found a slug and I surrounded it in salt. Wait, I forgot they could climb. Should I just murder the slug? Do I drown it in salt? I don't want to get it on my stuff. Chat, I'm thinking about it. I'm not picking up the slug. I hate bugs. That's it, chat. Isn't helping. I'm drowning the slug in salt. My slug ring is in sub chat. He's trying to escape the salt ring. He's climbing. He's swimming in salt now. Frick your mollusk. What is wrong with him coming to my home? I said I'm sorry before I killed him. You said you killed him? Just because you said sorry doesn't mean it's okay. Hey, sorry, stab. Like, hey, sorry.
That's gonna be a great answer. Maybe that's why we saw Impunity switch over, even though Strange can struggle as well, but still not a bad pick there. C4, though, getting that pick on Vision and getting rid of that triple Vanguard play. We saw triple Vanguard before. Teams like to push up so they get multiple chances on this point, but that allows the other team to build up that old charge, and Mike is doing just that.
Yeah, Shroud X has the rocket,
what
and
the
they have
fuck?
the Sia, but they already used up that BRB once Vision was the first to fall, which means Impunity couldn't take it right afterwards, and it's going to be another wipe now as Nightmare finally take them out.
Not seeing Hydron on Strange is like throwing me off now at this point. Like just so much great Strange play from him. Getting a little portal action here for Shroud X as they jump right back into the team fight. Doomed now taking over that torch role, just showcasing how flexible this entire team is. Vision on Thing is crazy to me, to be honest. I love the triple Vanguard, but just this man's talent on this is kind of crazy. But there it is. We got Hydron trying to get the pick, and it's not the same as those Agamottos.
Literally just swinging in as the triple Vanguard attempt we're currently seeing from Shroud X.
Yo, Michael for 14 months. How you doing, my friend?
Hurricane, and now it's forced out. Fate of both worlds as
Shiro Ace, appreciate it for 2 months. How you guys doing?
Yeah,
hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Hey, tomorrow's Friday. It's the end of the week. W.
Point there with the Fate of both worlds, and now we've got an Agamotto and the
Shroud's team is looking very strong right now too. I'm surprised he's not watching them. They're cooking.
Great defensive hold.
The fact that with this triple Vanguard, they're
I hope
still
they win.
Able to put
Take it to a map. Take it to a map 3.
In the sky, who's just harassing them. C4 now being on the storm.
Hey, appreciate
it.
Chilling.
To try to contest that of Doom.
Yeah, like what they have here in there.
Oh, Shroud's actually watching them now.
But there's the Agamotto happening, and it's not from Hydron, but the other way, and it doesn't. Hydron took it perfect. personally. He got rid of that Strange immediately.
Agamotto literally just went blind right there. He couldn't do anything. Juker now coming in, gonna be able to get the kidnap off of Vidal, who was already one-shot, by the way, and it's just slicing.
That Wolverine skin is so fucking good. I love that skin.
He was about to take Vidal off the map, but just got eliminated through that quick pick there. But no, that was hilarious to see Hydron get that Agamotto on him, and he's like, no, that's my thing. All right, get out of here.
It's about statements, man. Immediately off their play here, and now the Magneto ultimate, the Meteor, trying to find its mark. Juker juking right back to his team, though. Nice safety around that next corner to stay alive.
That's the same spot that Dogman did it like earlier with that Magneto. I'm telling you, it's like his weakness, this one spot of the map. As we have the shields up, Doom, though, getting rid of Juker is going to be a big pick they need, but Hydron can't even make the difference. He has potential.
Hydron, oh yeah, Hydron's not playing the Strange.
And they do not go down easily as Doom takes out Micah, and Impunity trades with C4.
Because Doom is just wrapped around them with the Supernova and the damage output. They successfully find themselves on this defense right around that next corner, preventing Nightmare from getting anything done.
Dude, this is just what we saw against Shroud X on the upper bracket. This is how they lost. They were able to get the Nemesis was able to defend at the last second. There's only 30 seconds left, guys.
Yeah, Hydron from Overwatch.
This is all they have to do to make it 1-1 now, and all the ults in favor right now of Shroud X.
Shroud X. Shroud X can win this, chat. They almost have 5 ults. They have 4 right now.
Online before backing away, but they have the strategist ult to help them stay alive between the fate of both worlds as well as the Eternal Bond.
Here comes the silent assassin as well. Impunity, there it is. I was waiting for the lineup.
Oh my god, he died right in there.
Getting rid of making it clear skies here in Araco as the big pick is
wow, nice stun. Nice stun by Vision. 3 tanks, 2 supports, 1 DPS. Wow. Wow, chat, we're going to a fucking map 3.
Cleared the point already. Great.
We're going to a fucking map 3. That's crazy.
Same song and dance from Ego Death, right? Like they struggled a lot in the first map, and then it was just a completely other team that we saw. And Shroud X, like they got the practice against Nemesis on that map, and they played that to perfection, getting like that was insane, both defense and offense wise. Numbers, all of it, 1-1.
It's also like I feel like Araco just plays such a heavy.
Yo, this is my first stream after watching the YouTube vids. So yo, what's up, Bobby? How you doing, my friend?
Triple Vanguard really helping them out.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Yeah, look at us.
Live content is so much better than pre-recorded content.
I mean, we're eating good viewers.
Also, yeah, look at this game, bro.
Was one of my players.
23-4, 24-3.
He just shows it time after time. But honestly, lights out across the board there. And Vision, man, I said thing I wasn't crazy on, but he was dominant. That triple Vanguard is just so much to deal with at times, and we're seeing it right here. There's the group hug.
Group hug.
Who does Luna get Snowflake in that situation? Who? If you're Shroud X? If you're Shroud X, put your Snowflake on the what do you call it? The flying Human Torch.
Yeah, without question. I mean, again, Groot's silent, but that ult can just completely be a tide turner. And, you know, I hope Hydron goes back to Strange. We'll see if they end up changing things up. They got rid of that res comp, which really helped things up. And they welcomed Juker playing Torch here.
Hit GM for the first time, and I only started in Season 2. Like, hey, good shit, good shit.
And here's the thing, Vicky. Vision and Doomed play Torch at different times. So, like, they can both play.
That's very true, actually. Having that flexibility being huge there, too. Hydron even making some desperate swaps at the very end, you know, once we got to see that approach. But between the Magneto, I know we saw Aurora at the very beginning with that Magneto, believe so, at the on their defense. But it was just more so that Doctor Strange that sets up Hydron. Doesn't look super comfortable. Didn't even find that Magneto Meteor at the end, too. Actually landed it on Vision. But having that triple Vanguard, the sustainability, too, put out by Fidel and Nook. I mean, look at that. Fidel didn't even need to use the Fate of Both Worlds at the end, just relied on the Eternal Bond instead. So cycling through those strategist ultimates were also really good.
What a way to cap that off, to see Dogman with the Meteor aim at the exact same spot that lost, and then Mavi like throws it off in the distance, so not needing to use it. You know, I think Storm, you highlighted it great. They had Storm and Magneto against triple Vanguard. It's just not gonna be enough damage. You can Omega Hurricane all day. And they're not phased by it. They're weathermen out there with the mic and the camera in the storm. They don't care. And Shroud X, again, good clap back there. 1-1. This is where things get real spicy in Ignite.
That's why you saw Juker swapping over to that Wolverine by the very end there too, right? Like the last half, at least, of that last round attempt. So,
is that Mercy
you know,
rings?
making those adjustments, not quick enough. Triple Vanguard still able to plant their feet there too.
Yeah. I mean, guys, we have Nightmare. We've got Shroud X, 2 orgs thirsty to make a run in the lower bracket, but only one is going to prevail. And we're about to find out that in match number 3. Don't go anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Let's face it. We have a quick break.
You like it, huh?
I mean, it's interesting. Chat, do you... Okay, well, while Emily's here, is there an addition or like a device that makes... this is... How do I explain this? Has anyone here been to Epcot and Disney World? You can? Have you guys ever went to Mexico at Epcot and there's that green avocado alcoholic drink there? You guys know what I'm talking about? If you guys watch my IRL vlog on my IRL channel, you guys will know what I'm talking about. How do you get that consistency or like that ice? You know, they use a special type of ice that makes it seem like it's delicious, Fineku. It's delicious. Like, if you guys ever go to Epcot and Disney World, get that avocado drink. It's the best drink I've ever had in my life. We tried using a blender. You can't. An ice making machine. No, bro, chat. You guys will thank me. If you guys ever go to Epcot or go to Disney, get the avocado drink in Mexico. You guys... Yeah, it's like a slush. It's like a slushie. It's fucking delicious. How can I get the magic skin? You just watch the stream. Make sure you connect your account to your Marvel Rivals account. No, it's... The fuck do I look like going to Mexico for a drink? No, you idiot! You go to Disney World! Not fucking Mexico! You go to Disney World and Epcot, which is their fucking amusement park. They have a... God damn it! Is it shaved ice? I don't think it's shaved ice. No, Jay, I'm gonna put this on my Christmas wish list. What is this? Ninja slushy with rapid chilled technology, 88-ounce rose. Yes, it's that though. It's that consistency. It's that consistency. That looks fucking delicious. You can make margaritas, frappes, and more. And it also has premium accents. I don't even know what that means. Maybe does it speak fucking premium French? Premium English? Does that have an accent? Can you make it speak British? What? Have you ever been to a fair or a carnival in your life? To be honest with you, no. I don't like amusement rides. I don't do roller coasters, chat. Especially at you must be a different type of person if you go to one of those carnivals or like one of those pop-up what do you call it? Fairs where they build all the machines and put it together. Hell no, bro. Listen, I'm not dying. I'm not dying.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is it. No matter what, this is
the funnel
end
cakes are delicious, though.
The night for today, and winner is going to move on. Is it going to be the Juker Nation and Nightmare or Shroud X? Are they going to fight back? I'm so excited to watch what is about to happen because Nightmare now has that home court advantage. They get to pick the map and the side, but Shroud X obviously coming off what was just, you know, all gas, no brakes, Vic.
Yeah, I know Shroud at home just trying to give the energy that he needs to his team right now to perform, because this is the elimination bracket. This is where all the stakes are up for both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you know what? I'm going to put you on the spot. Both these teams, razor thin. Nightmare look dominant in theirs, and then we just have Shroud X look dominant on Araco. Who do you think is going to be taking this last game?
Dude, I feel like map 1 is always super chaotic for both sides. Like, you could definitely see like
has
a lower
BBL.
seed
What?
always trying to take that map with how chaotic it could be. But with the way that Nightmare is playing, man, and having the map pick advantage, I feel like, you know, the fact that you get to now see, you know, who gets to pick out that first map, what side you want to start on and everything like that, having that advantage goes the distance. I gotta say Nightmare, man.
I like it. You know what? For entertainment purposes, I'm going the opposite way. I like Shroud X here. And you know what, though? Somehow, we haven't seen a lot of group bans, but if they were to ban Groot, I would be a bit more nervous.
Wait,
for
Jay, you live in Florida? You can't pretend you never had plastic surgery?
There. But this is it,
Cat,
guys.
I would never
It's
get
1-1.
plastic surgery in my life. What are you saying?
Day 5. If you've been here the whole time, shout out, guys, to you as we head into what is going to be match 3 between Nightmare and Shroud X, and we find ourselves in just a moment on the map that Nightmare picked to try to give them the upper edge. Will Shroud X bounce back from a 1-0, or will they be sent packing on symbiotic surface? Clintar.
Okay, of course you get that convergence action after we just saw Convoy. Mixing things up, of course, the Emma Frost now off the table, saving the Magneto once again from Nightmare's side before seeing the ban on the other side of Loki.
Yeah, definitely don't mix things up after how good that went without Emma on both matches. Just such a difference maker. Such a good hero. Crazy potential there. Loki being banned there. Again, they're going to shut
If you have
down
kids, are you going to name them J4 and J5? No, if I ever have kids, I'm going to call them Mistake.
K healing.
No, I'm sorry.
And just dominant at that. But we're going to get that the wolf ban yet again as well.
Okay, and the Cloak and Tagger here too. Going to be able to protect it on their side, looking at Shroud X. How they're going to be able to approach this. Because, of course, not even surprised with the impact Emma Frost had in that first map alone. Aurora has gone so crazy here. Looking at the double Magneto instead. The group and though coming in from the other side.
I just said if they ban Groot, I'm a little worried how insane impunity is there. I had a feeling. I'm telling you, I saw the future there.
Okay, chat, this is last match. This is a really good one. Let's get it.
Shout out to Mike and how well they performed. And there's the triple res comp shut down as well. But to spice things up, here's the deal. You ban the group, but just like with Panther, you open up another option, and that's going to open up strategists. They can really pick whatever they want to in terms of the strategist play here.
Wait, what?
And even, you know what? Even rivals couldn't handle all the heat. That is the anticipation of this matchup. It's called Ignite for a reason.
What?
And these teams are ready to go. Listen, we know we're going to be keeping those same picks and bans, and so we saw it right there as we work it on the back end. Group ban for impunity. That's going to be massive moving forward. We saw Strange a little bit there.
They just had a few. They just had some bans going on, and then they sent it back to the fucking lobby. Wait, what?
But that's not what you want to swing in from, depending on like what side you're on too. So seeing how that's going to be approached, you know, the mag coming out from Impunity will be interesting, because we've also seen the Doctor Strange from Impunity too. But having to adjust behind that, sticking to the same bands, obviously, before we dive into this next game, further highlights, you know, some time for Shroud X to figure out, all right, well, this is how we're going to approach this.
Yeah, you know what? We just wanted to build up the suspense a little bit. I mean, just taking a look at the stats that we just saw, a lot of this comes down to those clutch moments, those Magneto ults. Who can get rid of the other ult to counter? And we just highlighted Nuck there at the very end, but he's able to flex to really whatever and do a great job. Fidel, obviously the exact same as the 80K performance from a couple days ago. I think the strategist, obviously a little bit of that backbone, back line of the team is going to be the big makeup play. And Micah without Cloak and Dagger, yet again, Micah plays Luna great. We just saw that, but Cloak and Dagger definitely seem to be their comfort right now.
And that's something else, right? Aside from having to be flexible on different compositions, having to be flexible on different heroes within your respective class. As a strategist, Micah put in like what, almost 30k healing in comparison to Sleep Eye, who had 32,000 on that Invisible Woman. Yes, it's a little bit different there too, but it also goes hand in hand with whatever you're trying to throw out. If you have a flyer, obviously having that Cloak and Dagger really helps, considering you have that hone in, you know, just primary fire to help support the rest of your team. So little things like that combined together with like an Invisible Woman and having her shield that gives you that burst healing when you're flying around, it really does help depending on what your duelists want to run too.
It's been cool to see all the different changes in team comps here at this level of play, because you think one thing, and I've talked to many pros and they all say the same thing. You think that the meta's figured out? Not at all. It's not, honestly. And even Aramori, when I was interviewing her off here, she said there are shifts happening every single day, and it's who's gonna, you know, pull the trigger and change their team comp, bring something new. But between what we've seen with Torch, what we're seeing here with early triple fang, there's just stuff that we can't pull off all the time, and ladder that you're seeing up here at the top.
Feneku in Another Life was one of those like medieval torture people.
Own team, but for the enemy team too.
You know what I'm saying,
what
chat?
is about to counter whatever your trump card is in just one interaction specifically, because then you have to break down the map by space and different chokeholds, especially around corners where you could hold like a high to low ground positioning too. We saw, just talking about our previous match, the counter from Seaforth, where we saw the
only thing I'm on is Emma's strap on
that they were on the Torch. How do you get around these more vertical maps where you could find more comfort into
okay, I'm
gonna
talk to my YouTube for the rest of the night.
The harassment that you do before backing away as a flyer, where you're not going to really get touched because the terrain's helping you in your favor.
I love what you said about trump card there, because that is a huge highlight as we jump back into the match. You know, all these teams that are winning.
Okay, so they just skipped the whole bans, and this is everything that's banned, chat. So one team bans Groot.
Guess what? He's got something
Wolverine,
else we saw that with
Adam and Emma, and the other team bans Emma, Emma, Loki.
And these teams are ready
to go Adam? Emma, Loki, Cloak and Dagger, and Mantis. Both teams save Magneto. One team saves Cloak and Dagger, and the other one saves Luna.
Are we finally gonna get it? You know, I was hyping it up a little bit during map number 1, I think, before we even got started. I was wondering if we're gonna maybe see the penny coming out from Shroud X. We're gonna have to wait and find out our final map of the day, our final map for our final series.
Final map, chat.
Man. Again,
final map.
Building up anticipation. And Clintar, what a way to put a swan song. That has been a crazy day.
You know what? Final map, I'm going to do
in Rivals. And if you think the action's hot now, we've got more chaotic matches happening tomorrow that we'll discuss. But right here, right now, it's Shroud X. It's Nightmare. 10 seconds for these teams to line up, and Dogman, the Penny Parker, is out. If you guys are ready to see some Penny action, you've come to the right place.
Uh-oh, is someone actually running Penny in the pro play? Oh, Emily's gonna love this.
And of course, when you want to rock Penny here on the defense, really helps out, especially in that narrow passageway. But Hydron's already making the next move with the portal behind Shroud X.
Yeah, Impunity back on Magneto, so he doesn't have access to Groot, and they've taken the fight right to them. And oftentimes, you got the portal to use kind of as a pseudo wall, you know, typically to go high ground and competitive ladder.
Oh, that's actually really smart. Do a portal and then go behind the portal and use it as a wall. That's smart. Oh, that guy's dead. That guy should die.
Oh, taking a good amount of pressure here. Hydron does get the trade onto Infinity, but Nook then gets Aurora. That's 2 out for Nightmare.
Wow, Shroud X actually came back and won that. I'm actually really surprised, bro. Nightmare had that.
So important. I mean, just
yo, Signal for 13 months. Appreciate it. That's good. Samely.
I love this right now. Seeing a little Penny Mine action from Dogman. They've got the little room of safety over there if things get too tense. Vision up here on the turrets. Got the eye in the sky that way.
For the Penny play, we're getting to see it in 4K now. Shroud X Vision popping off currently, as you currently saw on that Zoom feed earlier too. Once the attempt came out from Nightmare, Juker being on the Storm, though, going to be able to come in from the skies. Seaforth as well being on that Punisher, but they have to worry about Vision in that Judgment.
Why that fight was so important to win too is that Agamotto's coming, and they're going to have the strategist ults to deal with it now, whereas if they lost the same team fight, it would have snowballed the wrong direction. Juker here trying to get a pick in the sky, pushing the team back, and we've got Spider Time, one of the ultimates in the game that don't make a crazy impact.
Yeah, I think
here going and trying to dance
I think
on top
since
of the
Penny is like the anchor, I think you still get 2 nests, yeah.
Landing gets marked on the bullseye onto Nook here. Can't see if Impunity.
Oh, he missed that. Wow. Who was that?
Haircut over Vision deals the final blow here onto C4. Call it for everyone. It's a Vision Thanksgiving feast, clearing out the table off of
Wow,
Nightmare.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Shroud X is they might have lost the first match, but like they're fucking coming out swinging, bro.
But it doesn't matter because you've got final judgment to worry about, and they were able to get rid of all the ultimates to be able to protect it. Great job here from Shroud X. Only 1:44 left, but you do have the Eye of Agamotto, and sometimes, as we've seen, that's all you need.
It's gonna be enough to deal with this. As Shroud X doomed, having the dance of butterflies.
Let's see this, chat. Let's see this.
Position. They're waiting for it with the way that they're also holding these different split angles.
Yeah, if Doom can get a pick here before the strategist ults are online, that would be major. He's going to go in for the dance of the butterflies. And he's
Wait, why didn't he stay in there? I'm pretty sure he would have killed them both if he stayed in there.
He is going to get that pick, though, to slow things down, and that's going to just give them all that, again, space they need to set back up.
Beautiful protection from Hydron, awareness to back away with the shield, and from Aurora being on that Magneto to have that bubble to protect the backline for Nightmare.
And Sleep putting up the Invis shields perfectly to protect the Juker in the sky. That's what I'm talking about. Great coordinated play there. Hydron has been waiting, itching, thirsty for the Agamotto. Going up, landing down, not seeing the opportune time quite yet.
Nice dunk.
Connection on Sleep and puts her to sleep.
Off the invisible boundary that gets shut down. Now the fatal
that was a good dunk on that Inviswoman ult.
Inviswoman, this is to start the engagement, but this also gave so much time for
nice Magneto ult to counter the Judge Judy.
Doom finds Juker. Hydron then trades that against Vision here, still leaving 4 alive as Sleepy makes her way back.
It's tug of war, back and forth, trade ins and out. We have 22 seconds from that point. There's only halfway. We're trying to get in. Dogman's trying to get into this point and trying to stall things with Spider time.
And he just hit the floor. That was a good hold though, chat, by Nightmare.
Ultimates, but
Nightmare's still holding it actually. That's a 4-minute hold, chat. That's really good.
Right beforehand, okay, yeah, just
4-minute hold by Nightmare.
That's Nightmare. We're just finally.
I mean, sorry, 4-minute hold by Shroud X. That's a really good. That's a really good hold.
That we've got a portal placement trying to happen right away. You're gonna have are they taking the fight? They taking the fight right to them? This is chaos. Look at that. The objective just trying to move through the portal. Unfortunately, that'd be kind of sick if it could go through the portal.
Well, yeah. Imagine if the card actually went through the portal, chat. What the fuck?
And we've got the Dance of the Butterflies backline once again, not getting those connections. Doom finding the good opportunities, but not landing the final hit.
Can't get it, but at least here on the other side, Juker with the rest of Nightmare come out on top on finding Dogman. This forces them back, and that was after Dogman had made the swap off the Penny 2 to the Doctor Strange. Aurora now gonna find Nook following up, and this is gonna be another team fight when Dominating win here. Aurora popping off.
I mean, going crazy in the neutral without ultimates, and they're surviving. I mean, like, that was as well as you could play after a pretty devastating first point there, even though they got the cap. They only have a minute 33, one last team fight to try to save the day here. And in terms of ult economy, they got just about nothing. They do have impunity right here for this fight. Vision, though, we saw what he could do with that final judgment. He's about 20% away.
Having some of that with Fidel slowly approaching that fate of both.
Which team has been doing the best? I think both teams are doing really good. Nightmare kind of rolled, what do you call it? I wouldn't say rolled. Nightmare kind of popped off on the first map, but then Shroud X actually clapped them on the second map.
The follow-up from Juker, adding an extra, more damage coming. The pressure. Aurora now having the meteor doesn't find it smart. Sleepy is able to jump away in that invisibility after using the invisible boundary here, and Vision still being the menace, going up, wrapping around Nightmare, but there's just too much now.
That was another good one, another good eye.
Agamotto used up on Nightmare, and now with just Micah dancing around on the other side of the point, it's a quick stagger as Shroud X are able to get it.
Insane perfect play there, absolute from both teams. You can see they wanted so bad, and Fidel just making the most out of that Fate of Both Worlds, keeping his team up through the Agamottos. I mean, that was just perfect counterplay there, and we've got only 20 seconds left. This was all Nightmare here on the second point. Can Shroud X hold back? They had that Doom.
Which team has been rolling?
On the strategist.
I think tomorrow would be a better indicator, because tomorrow is a
trying to negate this though, wrapping around with just less than 5 seconds.
Tomorrow's going to be the upper bracket games, which are going to be really good.
The eternal bomb, but the first one to go out is Hydron, and with no answer to the Dance of Butterflies.
Nightmare. Nope, no, there's no way Nightmare is going to come back and touch that. That was a good fight by Shroud.
For Shroud X,
Shroud X
is a major hold.
Hey, that's a good defense right there. They can win this. They can reverse sweep this
to get things back on track here. And now, you know what you have to do to advance, Vicky, to get and try to punch that ticket to the playoffs.
Oh, and looking at Nightmare, what they could do now. That was, man, even coming out with nothing, they tried their best when they were on the attack. Now seeing what are the swap ups off to the other side, and we're gonna see the Super Juker, the Supernova.
Watch party
Juker
tomorrow.
maybe?
Yeah, I might watch the upper bracket games tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that was just honestly tough play. If it wasn't one, it was the other, and Vision showing his trump card, and while you know the rest of their action. Classic spider time, by the way, there from Dogman and Penny Parker. Just classic. I'm telling you, Penny's almost better out of the ult. It's just such a devastating, the mines, all of it. But yeah, what do we think is going to switch up here for Nightmare?
Get ready.
Looking here, the way that we saw the approach off the Punisher just getting a lot of impact from Vision specifically. Looking at the fact that you have 18,000 damage and 9 final hits.
Damn, Vision is popping off though, chat. Yeah, 18,000. Yeah, bro, he's looking like me out there. Listen, if I knew the meta was going to be fucking Punisher, I'd be playing in the fucking tournament right now, chat. Winning everything. Winning.
Oh man, this is bound to be a great last bit here. Put yourself in their shoes, guys. This is win.
What's up, Judy?
Get in and continue your journey. Lose, go home, pack the bags. As now we have Shroud X going up. This is not the easiest point to take, though, and you can tell a lot right away. They're not going to elect to use the portal to get in onto the point, as we have both Vanguards pushing left room here, Vic.
Be better timing in just trying to come back if you find certain members.
Very interesting that teams are pushing through the left side instead of main.
They have to work around Juker.
I feel like pushing in through like a tight corridor like that would be worse.
Yeah, Juker is going to be a big point of contention here. I mean, just so much pressure from Torch and damage and really just placement that he's able to free roam behind that box, use the coverage. They have Invis as well as the extra shields with some animation canceling to boot here as they're looking for Doom. He found Doom. Great eyes there, but we have the internal spawn coming from Nuck to open things up.
That's a difference maker because having that internal bomb first before you have
actually it makes a lot of sense if they're going against a flyer. Yeah, the flyers can't really have an angle on that, but they don't really have an angle on the flyer as well.
Yeah, Rivals is just such a game of momentum.
Wow.
And after that second map,
yeah, Shroud X is, like they said, stealing the momentum, just stealing the game. They have 5 minutes to basically cap the whole second phase, chat. 5 minutes.
Sabe does have that invisible boundary though from Nightmare. They need to reset.
Nightmare's getting
completely shifted in favor for Shroud X. Doom's looking at their position currently. Dance of Butterflies almost activated. Dogman's also about to get the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see Nightmare really pull off the stops without using too much. And here comes, we have Hydra with the Agamotto. He does get the connection, but unfortunately, Vidal coming with the dance and keeping everybody alive as the pressure comes, and they respond with their own Agamotto.
Wow, that was a good eye.
Pop and Sleep goes down.
Did not get caught in all of that. Fidel keeping Shroud X in this fight. Vision to clean up the rest.
Kind of missed that. They're missing the old stuff.
Micah following up afterwards. It's team fight win after team fight win, and even off the Dance of Butterflies fighting C4, a slight stagger here.
Oh my goodness, absolute flawless play at the moment, and they're just looking, yeah, to get if they can get the stagger on Human Torch.
There's no way. There's no. Smart play.
Close off potential the portal right here. They're looking for what path they're taking, and I think they know it. They're gonna put the portal there to block that path, which is massive.
Oh, and wasting more time, giving the opportunity for Shroud X to close up this gap and also funnel them into that one corridor over to the left.
Oh my gosh, as this is the last bit, the point going 0.99 him.
0.99 chat. Basically
trade with C4 taking him down. The boundary is up, but Sleep
I think I thought they were gonna just probably this is a scrappy fight. Everyone's just dying, both teams.
Yes, Juker is flying around the skies, does find Doom, but has no sustainability.
No, oh shit, what a block. What a block, chat. What a block, but I don't think they're gonna win this, bro. They're not. Yeah, it's just him by himself. Wait. He has his support. No, he's not gonna make. He's not. Yo, Switchblade, tier 3, 3 months. Absolutely insane. There's no way they're still fucking in this.
This is it. There's 3 minutes on the clock, but right now they're playing to perfection. Dogman trying to finish it out. Spell victory for his team or not get staggered as we've got the tornadoes coming in from Juker.
All the stall though at the perfect time for the Supernova to at least have something.
Oh, what a fucking shot.
Doom. The dance off too.
No, Shroud's team is just wasting time, bro. They should have just probably reset there, but that was definitely winnable. They still have 3 minutes. Even though they lost that team fight and it took a long time, they still have 3 minutes, so.
You know they were sitting on the edge of those seats.
Yeah, and it's like they're looking to kind of get back together, but then they're getting a trade and they stick in the fight. But that was a huge win there for Aurora. There's only
that must have been insanely fucking fun to play, though, chat. I don't know if you guys ever been in tight situations like that, very close games, and your team actually managed to hold them and win. That shit is it's heart pumping, adrenaline pumping, bro. It's so that shit's fun.
Now giving them another fight.
Those are games.
2 minutes 20 seconds approach, and Nightmare have a plethora of ultimates to work with.
Yeah, I mean, Dogman, I definitely understand why he used that Agamotto there. It made sense, you know, trying to clutch it up at the very end. Now they got to rebuild, but Nuck is ready. They're going to get that eternal bond. They just did this with. There's the co-op time coming. You've got the Luna Snow and Vision. Can he get the picks needed for the win?
He was getting melted, though. It was Aurora tethering it, preventing that out heal from coming through, taking out the biggest problem from Shroud.
That was a good ult to kill the person that just used the support ult. Yeah, the invisible in.
Literally tipping right now as we see bye to the strategies from Nightmare. Doom being able to get the harassment on the backline. Joker still though being a problem, while the rest now.
That ult is that's probably gonna carry the fight right there. Yeah, wow. Nightmare.
Invisible boundary out, but then they finished the job, wasted the ultimate. Doom though did get the pick there on C4. Can he get another one? Yes, he does.
There's no way the Shroud team is winning this.
2 on the point as the team stagger in, but the point is closer for Nightmare to get its players inside this map for contention. 1 minute on the clock. Juker going to get eliminated, but Doom no is unable to get the finish on the
they need a reset, chat. They're staggering. Oh my god. If Nightmare wins this because of this fucking insane hold, that's gonna be crazy.
By Doom, then Doom cannot find the mark there. A minute, now less than a minute on the clock after they were just a few pixels away from winning.
Pay attention to the ultimates right now. We have Fidel with a dance, but that's about it on both sides. Aurora is going to have that symbiotic huge bite that Venom has, but outside of that, that will be the 2 things we see. It's a neutral fight, potentially to claim this map. Let's see who comes out on top.
Vision now leading the way, putting in the pressure. Fidel having the fate of both worlds to be so important. Dude with the dance of butterflies too, as right now Shroud are trying to approach from that slight hybrid high ground.
No, you might think the blue team has better ult economy, but that's not true. They have Venom and they have Luna ult. That combination actually kills through the Luna ult. That's big.
Vision about to have the final judgment. We're going to see everything come out. The last fireworks, every button pressed, every ability used to advance. Vision
they didn't get anyone with it. They didn't get anyone with it, chat.
Final judgments coming out at the same time, Vicky.
Both judgments and Hydron being out first.
Oh, there's no way Shroud's team actually brings this back.
If you're looking at Shroud and Judgment having the Eye of Agamotto, the follow, the combo from Doom and the dance of butterflies, you get the desperate portal. He touches it on time, but the rest of his team have fallen. It's really only Aurora and C4 coming out of the spawn room gates.
No way, chat. To be honest with you,
her name is Shroud X as they get the job done.
To be honest with you, the fact that it came down, they used all 5 minutes. They used all 5 minutes to cap that when the other team only had 2 minutes to cap all of that second phase. Holy shit, that was probably the best match of that day.
Won the big one on a big stage as they advanced and Vision blows the smoke from the gun.
That was the best match of the fucking day, chat.
Both teams, if you're Nightmare,
holy shit.
Right there in
dude,
distance, but Shroud X.
Dude, Shroud X almost fucking choked.
Dominant there, but great defensive performance as we take a look at the final stats. Oh my good gosh, Vision, you're insane.